Hello friends, welcome to the video. Today we are going to talk about that how can we pull the sales register from Tally. Let's discuss what is a sales register. So basically a sales register is a compilation of all the supply done by the entity for the period of goods and services. Let's discuss the purpose and scope of maintaining a sales register and what is the purpose of pulling it every month. So first of all, the sales register is basically for tracking all the sales done for a period. It is also required to calculate the GST on the sales done by entity. We need this record for the purpose of audit and record keeping. This contains all the detailed information about the sales, and also at a product level we can pull the details. It's a real time data which provides sales record to the management that how much sales they have achieved of which product and what should be their future course of action. So for business decision making as well, the management would need this sales information often. Before we start this process, let's understand that what all do we need to have with us before we start this. First of all, make sure that you have the licensed Tally system installed in your system. You have to open the latest Tally version with you, and also most importantly you should have the path of the Tally data of the company of which you want to use. First step is to open the Tally data. You go to the select company, and then there we have to enter the path of the data which we want to open. So first of all, press F3 and select the company. You should copy the data path of the company and copy paste it using the commands Alt D, Alt C and Control V. Once you are into the data of the entity for which you want to open the sales register, there is an option on the right side, gateway of Tally. There you can see that sales register is a standard report, and to reach out to that report you should go to the display more reports. When you click on display more reports, you can see the list of all the reports which are available there. The fifth option is account books. So sales register represent the sales ledger itself, so it itself is an account book. So when you click on account books, it will further open the options of all the account books available in the Tally, and under the heading register you will see the third option called sales register. So before we move on further, once you are in the sales register, just keep in mind that you have selected the right accounting year so that you are reaching to the correct information. Now click on the month and change the period if required to get the view of the sales register. Now you can see that once you click on the sales register of any month, there are crisp information available there, date wise, that what are the invoices, what is their number, what is the name of the party, what is the name of debtor, etc. Now let's move on to export this information. When we export the sales register, there are two methods, there are two ways by which we have to export it. One is a normal sales register, and the other is to have the detailed sales register along with the HSN level details. So first of all, we will discuss that how can we pull the sales register, normal sales register. To pull the sales register, we will use the command of F8 to make the appropriate selections. When we press F8, it allows us it opens a prompt where we can make appropriate selections of the data we want to pull in. So we would say yes to the voucher type, voucher number, reference, and GST number. Most importantly, these are the fields which we need when we need the sales register at a overall level. You may select other things as yes only if they are specifically required. For example, in case of export, you can also say yes to the export details. After making the appropriate selections and saying yes to the options, when you enter, now you will see a detailed sales register visible to you where all the details are there in the columnar form. The voucher number, which is basically the sales invoice number, the GST number of the debtor, total value of sales, the taxable value of the sales, and the various components of the GST which are charged on the sales. Once you are satisfied with the appropriate information that you are not missing anything, you have to press Ctrl plus E to export this information into Excel. When you press Ctrl and E and you go into the export option, it will give you the option to choose the file format and also to enter the path and the name of the file when you will save it. Once you fill in the file name and you fill in the path, you click on export and the proper file in Excel will be generated by the Tally and it will be saved in the path either on the default path or the path given by you, and you can open that file to see that the information you wanted is already there. It automatically opens the file by default once you save it, and then you can review this file, you can save it in the appropriate folders, and you can use it for the further purposes. As mentioned earlier, when we pull the sales register from Tally, we need to pull it in two types. One is the normal sales register, and the second one where we have the HSN level details. That for the purpose of GST reporting, we need HSN wise information. That's why we have to pull the sales register again. Since you are already in the sales register option, you just need to make another selection appropriately and export it again. Press F8 and make appropriate selection again to make sure that you are viewing the information in the right manner in which you want. Once you enter the right information by saying yes to the voucher number, you can again see the sales register the way you have seen in the past. Now, because you want to pull the information in the detailed manner, again you should enter the command to export the data, which is Ctrl plus E. But this time you have to click on configure and not on export first. Once you click on configure, you will see the prompt where you can have the detailed options available with you. Click on show more and you will see more options there, and when you go down, you can go to the export for pivot table option and enter yes there. Make sure that the report details, there is a third option saying show GST details, enter yes there as well, so that when you pull the sales register in a pivot manner, it shows you the details for GST. After making these two appropriate options, enter yes and name the file, and you will be able to export this data with the name you have entered at the prescribed path. Now you can see that when you export this, all the information at the HSL level is exported in a pivot format, in the columnar format, which you can use for GST reporting. I hope you would make best use of this information. Thank you so much for watching.